The point that I'm going to talk today is what is a team leader responsibility? What is a team member responsibility? And why should somebody choose each side? Let me tell you very simply, financially, you can be a team member and make as much money as a team leader. So do not think team member is a lower something. No, it's not. You can make it's just a question of whether you can do the job of a team leader. It's a difficult job. So what does a team leader do? Three things. Number one, he connects with the potential clients. Connects using LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever. He connects with the potential client. Number two, he pitches or converse with the thing. The pitch that I'm showing now is what is the pitch. You are able to pitch to the client. You are able to share your screen, show the target audience selection, all of those things that I normally do. You guys have been in many pitches with me. Number two, pitching to the client. Number three, closing the deal. Many times you guys know that we have connected the client, we have pitched to the client, but the deal never closes. The deal closed only because Isra made 10 phone calls to that guy, back and forth, and it's a lot of conversation. It doesn't happen, like magic. So that's the three things. So connecting, pitching, and closing. Okay, CPC. Okay, connecting, pitching, and closing. These three things will be done by the team leader. And when you do that as a team leader, you have to own the client. You have to be really clever, because the client doesn't want to deal with thousands of people. So you have to take charge of the client, and you have to own the client. And the financial thing that I have understood is just to split things up. Most of the time it will be together. So for connecting, it is relentless. You connect with 100 people, you get one client. Okay. So I'm giving the financial reward of around $10 for that, connecting the client. Second, pitching and closing, I'm giving another $10. So a team leader who's able to connect and then to pitch and then to close keeps $20 out of the $100. The team member who's able to execute the job on a continuous basis keeps $80. So that is the agreement that I had with Olaf a long time ago, I remember. So this is what we are going to go with. The team leader, so because I think this will eventually happen, because we are getting so many clients now, every one of you will have at least 5 to 10 team members very shortly. Again, guys, this is all in your hands. There is no more time for me or anybody else to babysit any one of you or your teams. You have to figure out how you will become your leaders. See, you can always work as individual. I will never say that you should change your thing. You can be always a great individual, and you can work as an individual. You can have 4 clients as an individual. You never need a team for yourself. I'm okay with that. Absolutely okay with that. But it's important that you aspire to be a team leader and build a team of 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 people under each of you. And the financial rewards is really simple. $20 for the team, $80 for everyone. So that's the split thing. Is this clear, everybody? I know I want to make sure that everybody gets this really clearly. Please feel free, because this is like a good group. Feel free to talk your mind out. Don't have anything. If you don't like what I've said, right, please say that to me. It's okay to not like it, so that we can all understand why you don't like it or something like that. So please feel free to talk.
Okay, I have a comment to make on what you just shared, and this is regarding the team leaders and the model of payment, the percentages that you are talking about. I, as Mohammed, let's say I'm a team leader. I recruit or I find 10, or 5 other refugees who can do this job. They're part of my team, and I'm their team leader. So I pitch the clients and I connect the clients. I would feel better that they get the $100 because these are my people. I'm their leader and I'm responsible for them. I think when it comes to maybe me getting $20, I think that is when I go to another team in external groups. They ask for my help. They say, Mohammed, can you find time to help us? Then maybe those people, we can have that deal. But I'm just wondering if this applies to people that we've recruited, my own team, that I brought to the team. I'm the one who introduced them to the program. I think deducting something from them might be...
Yeah. Mohammed, I think what an amazing point you made. Let me clarify this. I think it's slightly, different, Mohammed. This is not you introducing. For example, you can introduce, this program to thousands of people. I'm okay with that. See, a team leader is not one who introduces somebody to this program. A team leader works not 20%. He works more than 20% for the client. So a team leader has many responsibilities. I think one I have not forgotten is you connected with the client. In fact, sometimes you are not the only one who connects with the client. The entire, let's say you have a team of 10 people, Mohammed. All 10 of them will connect as a team on behalf of you and your team. They will connect, right? So it's not just you, they are also connecting. So they are connecting, and then you are the one who's pitching it to the client, and that's a lot of work. It doesn't happen just like that. Then you are the one who are doing the conversation with the thing. That's the second one. I think I would have agreed with you just now immediately if even this is what you did, but this is not what you do. You also do more. For the rest of your life, as long as the client is with you, you have to manage the client. Mohammed, what is the toughest thing to do? Okay, winning the client. I know I have been doing this for 25 years now. Winning the client is only 10% of the job. And you will know this very soon. Sustaining the client. That is why for the class that I put, pitching and winning and sustaining the client to be your client for years together is a completely different ball game. So you have to spend enormous amount of time managing the client expectations every month, every week. You have to spend enormous amount of time redoing things if things are not working. So basically, Mohammed, this is not a one-time come in and introduce people, gets people. No, this is a lifelong commitment to be a team leader and to lead the team and make sure that the client is engaged, the client is happy, and the client is sustaining with you almost month-on-month basis. Which is why this $80-20 is not just for the first month when you win the business. This is a lifelong 80-20. So if you have a team of, let's say, 10 people, your team will earn, let's say for one person in a year, it will be $240 in a year for the team leader, and $960 for your team member in a year. So this is not like a small little piece of money that people give in the beginning because you did them a favor. No, this is a lifelong thing, because you have to invest your time and you have to manage your team, and so you have to manage your team. You have to help them deliver the work on one side. Second, you have to manage the client, and you have to, sustain them, because if you don't sustain them, there is no money. And this is why it is important to have that. But it's a great point you made. I hope my thing clarified.
Yeah, no, you did clarify. And I think now that you elaborated on that point, I think the picture I had of what the team leader is and what you just explained are two completely different things. Yeah. The sustaining, the managing, making sure that the deliverables are there on time and all of that. Yeah, it's much more.
Yeah. In fact, just to give you the clarity, I have been extremely kind on the team member. Okay, so if you come to a normal company, even in Kenya, okay,
you are not audible.
If you come to a normal company, ours is not a normal company. We are a social impact company. But if you come to a normal company, the team leader, the team manager, the team CEO, right, sometimes makes 10 times more money than the team member. So let me come back to that normal company. Joel, you should know this. You've been working for an interesting client. So normally a team leader takes 2 times or even sometimes 10 times more money than the team member normally, because they are very proud that they are the ones who are bringing the client. They are the ones who are managing the client. They hold the power of the client, usually normal companies. And then they keep 80% of the money and they give only 20% of the money to the worker. That's how normal companies, 90% of the companies work. But I just reversed it. I said, look, the team member has to earn a lot. So you will understand this a little bit more when I explain this strategy more in numbers. Just imagine, Mohammed, you bring in one team member, okay? And you give him 5 jobs. For one of your team member, you give him 5 jobs. You make from those 5 jobs $100 a month. That team member makes $400. You understand the difference? You make only $100. So he makes $400. So it is incredibly, once the team member understands this, I think everybody would want to become a team member. You understand? Because there is a lot of hard work that needs to be done by the team leader, but he does not get paid the amount. I have kept it a very small amount, 20% of the fee. 80% of the fee goes to the team member. The moment the team member gets 5 clients, then he starts earning $400, whereas the team leader, you, starts earning only 100. So your team member earns 4 times more money than you. And that's I kept this equation like this so that the team member is proud to be a team member. It's okay to be a team member. Not everybody should and can be.
It's actually more profitable to be a team member. The way that you just explained now, you're making 400, whereby whereas this guy is making $100.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. The team leader job is a little bit tricky job. That's why I want to be very open to everybody. You don't have to be a team leader because it is tricky. You have to invest a lot of money to be a team leader. You have to have a good internet connection. You have to have a good ability to pitch the idea. But remember one thing, your entire team will be doing the connecting on your behalf. Okay. So they will all connect using, let's say if Joel has 10 people under her, all 10 of her people will connect to 1,000 people every day. So it will be team Joel. It will be team Joel which will be doing the connection. Bahana.
Yes.
You need to go on mute, Bahana. Sorry, I'm muting you, Bahana. Sorry. I think it's really difficult otherwise, if anybody not on mute. Yeah, I've just muted you, Bahana. Hope it's okay. If you want to say something, unmute yourself and say it. Anybody can say, but this is what it is. What is a team leader? What is a team member? And how much money each of them get? I thought I need to explain this to all of you because what has happened is Bahana has already got around 10 people in his team and he's already started winning clients for them. The first one came on yesterday. We don't want to confuse anybody. One of the things that we're going to do, everybody is open and honest and transparent with everybody else. No secret groups in corners. So any questions from anybody else? Joel, Bahana, Jamari, is this clear to everybody? Yeah, Bahana.
You can hear me. I think mine is actually not a question, but it's just a point of, not even suggestion, but just want to put up a point across team leaders and those who aspire to be team leaders. So over the last couple of months, I think there is one thing that I learned from your presentation, your pitch, the way you pitch. And one point that came out very important to me is contextualize the pitch. Try to build a kind of relationship between the client and always try to understand and do just even a small, even 10-20 minute research about the client, try to understand what the client does, so that when pitching, you try to contextualize, you try to make it, connect it with the client story, connect it with the client work, what he does. And I think that way it's going to be very easy for the client to buy in the idea and the whole thing that we are doing. That's what I just wanted to say.
No, absolutely, Bahana. I think, I don't want to say something big about myself, but honestly, the value that we are delivering through StepUp is so big. You don't need to sell anything. I don't know whether you can understand what I'm saying. You just walk through this presentation, and at the end of this, if somebody is not signing you up, don't even bother, because the value that you are delivering is so big. You don't need to pitch at my level. See, I have been doing this for 25 years. If I think this particular pitch is so complex that only someone like me can pitch and win, I would not have done StepUp. Because the pitch is really simple. You don't need, Bahana, I appreciate that you telling me how I nicely connect with client, how nicely I contextualize StepUp for his business, how fast I understand his business and tell him what he wants to hear. Honestly, Bahana, you don't need to do any of those things to win the deal. If you can do it, amazing. Just look at all those people who come and the guy who spoke to us yesterday. He was a football coach for 25 years, and he wants Bahana to help him. He's a performance coach for large companies. He's a coach for large companies, and he wants Bahana to coach him on his LinkedIn makeover. Like, that's, how powerful this is. It's amazing. This is just unbelievable, right? He's already a coach for big companies and he wants Bahana to coach him. to do stuff. See, there are three things, guys. If all the clients wanted to hire you, there are three aspects to our selling. If you think about it, I think this is very important, Bahana, even for you to understand this very important point I'm going to make. Guys, step 1, 2, and 3, these 3 steps, okay, is the most powerful step. It requires brain cells that are creative, okay, creative and thinking, and you need to be really sharp. This is what will, wake up your left brain, the brain that is creative, okay. This is, and once you know this, there are some people who will charge $1 million to do this, just the 3 steps. There are some people who will charge $10,000 just for these 3 steps. And then we are charging them $100 for these 3 steps. Okay, number 1. For doing this, you need to be a super creative person. Okay. Then comes step 4. This one is a science step. You need to be a scientist to do this. What I mean by that is, it's almost like mathematical, this step. Okay, let's choose Kenya. Let's choose number of people. It's almost target audience. You're reducing and increasing your target audience. Okay, so this is like science. Again, worth thousands and thousands of dollars, this step. Then comes the last part, which is this. Don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong when I say some words, okay? I'm just, being honest. This is almost mindless. This is a mindless robotic step, this one. Honestly. If anybody has any other way, you can object to me, okay, using these tough words. The first 3 is creative, compelling, powerful stories. The second one is almost scientific. You are choosing the target audience in Kenya, who little cabs can go and sell their ideas to, etc., etc. It's a very scientific kind of a thing. And the third is very robotic. You just keep doing the same thing again and again. There's no brain there. Whether you like it or not, this is how it is. And if you think deeply, this is what you are doing most of the time. You have to really come to this step and this step. You have to work hard to do the target identification and to create this powerful story. You have a long way to go to do the creative and the science. But everybody is able to do the last part, the robotic part, the easy part, right? Just connect with people. First message, connected. Second message, conversation. Set up a Zoom meeting. I mean, this is what you do. So you're doing it really well. So you have to aspire to do really well. So you can never close the deal without step 4. If you don't know how to do step 4, you can never close the deal. Bahana, I'm sure you understand this. When I show step 4, everybody just wants to buy you. Correct? That's when people just want to buy it. They said, okay, I want this. I hope I'm making sense, guys. I think I just digressed a little bit, but I think it's important that you understand, this point. Any questions on this point? No? Okay. So what was the point I was making before? I was saying that, so Bahana, you said I'm very good in pitching and converting and everything. Yeah, but honestly speaking, you don't have to be good at all to do this pitch. This pitch is so powerful that clients have to just buy it. At the end of this, by the time you show the 11th slide, people should just sign you up. It should be that straightforward. Remember, guys, it should be that straightforward. So coming back to our core problem, any questions, Kesha, Yasmin, any thoughts, questions? Joel, you've been patiently listening.
Something went wrong. Please try again. Sorry.
Sorry, guys. Okay. So any questions from anybody?
I don't know. To say, I don't have any question on my side. I'm okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Mohammed Abdul Qadir, you had a question. You unmuted yourself, so I put you back on mute. You had a question, Mohammed?
Yes.
Yes. What is your question?
80% it is team member, and 20% it is for team leader.
Yeah.
So if I know everything for my personal, if I can do all of them, it is must to take for 80% or 100.
Yeah. So I don't really understand your question very clearly. So
my question is, My question is, for example, if I know everything for setup one and I'm not team leader, so can I get for 100 or it's not to get for 100 must?
No. So, yeah. Mohammed, you had something to add?
Let me rephrase that. I think I understand the question. It's if you can do both processes by yourself, can you get everything by yourself? If you
Yes,
can,
of course. You can do that if you are able to connect and pitch and do it. Nobody can stop you from becoming a team leader. You can be a team leader for yourself. You are the team and you are the leader. But Muhammad Abdul Qadir, let me tell you, in the current circumstances, my advice is you will struggle for another year to get your first client. And I'm not being bad or anything like that. If you have to go and pitch this idea, find the first client all by yourself, you will be doing it for a long time. That is why I'm always telling everybody to find a leader who can do this for you and enjoy the benefits immediately.
Yeah, right.
For example, I'll give you a simple example. Pascal got his job yesterday, correct? There is if Pascal would have told me, I'm going to pitch. Pascal is a very good guy. He's been with me for 6 months now. And if he told me, Anis, I want to pitch, I said, okay, you can do that. But if he was pitching to clients, it would have taken him another 1 year to get a client. But because he joined Bahana's team, he got a client yesterday. you know what I'm saying? Because it's, like I said, it's easy to do the work, Mohammed. Okay, just be very clear, okay? There's 3 things I showed you. To do the work for a client, think about it for 1 minute. When you actually work for the client, you actually do only these 3 things 90% of the time. These 3 things. These 3 things is what you do 90% of the time when you work for a client. Only the first 1 week, Mohammed is preparing this video for Harley Street Digital. Okay, it will take a month to do this video. Isra is doing this video for Little Cabs. Bahana has been doing this video. So this is a one-time effort. You do this only once. You do this only once, and you do this 1,000 times. You do this 1,000 times in a month. Okay. My sincere advice to you, Mohammed, is be a part of a good team leader for a good 1 year. Learn everything. You don't have to be a team member for the rest of your life. Nobody wants that for you. But once you understand the benefit of being a team member, you'll never want to do anything else. But for at least a year, try and be a part of a team which is really working together. But remember, working for a good team doesn't mean that he wins your client. You will get 1,000 problems during a year. You will get 1,000 problems. The client will say this, the client will say that, you will make some mistakes. You need somebody to fight the battle for you. Okay? Every time the client...
Understood.
You understood what I'm saying? And it's not easy. I can tell you that it's not easy. If somebody is paying you money every month on month, they expect results. So that's not a problem. It's very important to clarify all these things. It's really important. Good. Ahmed, go ahead. You can ask your question. Just 1 second, Ahmed.
Yeah. People, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Super. Thank you, guys. Yeah. What is your question, Ahmed? You have raised your hand.
The first one is identification, and a team, and I love the creative side.
Oh no. What is happening? I think Ahmed is talking, but you're going on mute. Is somebody muting you, Ahmed?
Hello?
No, Ahmed, I'm not able to hear you properly, Ahmed. Can you ask the question one more time?
Hello? What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you very well now.
Okay, my question is all about identifying, and a team leader is the one who identifies your client. And the way I understand the Zoom and the Microsoft and all about the WhatsApp, you are the one who identifying the client.
Yes.
So if you are the one who is identifier and you are a team leader, so it means that all the rest, they are all team members.
No, three things. Identifying the client, connecting to the client, pitching to the client, and winning the deal. And finally, managing the client expectations and client everything, throughout the progress. Yeah. All that is the responsibility. Yeah, so all these things, maybe I can create a slide for the division of responsibility. I can do that actually. You can create a life cycle of the team member and the team thing. So this is, you remember, this is the slide that we are talking about. So basically, there are more steps to the thing. You close, and then after that you have to do more stuff. For example, you have to, manage that at a step 8. If you ask me, that could be step 8. No, let me create a nice slide for you guys, which explain the difference between what is the division of responsibility, what should the team member do, and what should the team leader do. So I'll make a slide and share that to you, maybe next class.
Okay, thank you.
But I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the main thing. Whether you're a team member or a team leader, you have to learn how to pitch. Yeah, Zach.
I'm sorry, I have to leave. I have an internship meeting with my supervisor just in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, no problem, sir. You can go ahead, actually. Not a problem.
Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. Ahmed, you have another question, or it was just the previous one? Okay. Oh, cool. See, guys, I want to again talk about two important things. One is this pitch. I want all of you to become familiar. How would you like to do this? For example, can I do like this? I don't know whether you'll be. I don't know whether you can see my screen, but can I say hi? My name is. Can I write like this and share it with you? My name is Bahana. I am a refugee. Something like this. I write the whole script like this. You understand what I'm saying, Bahana? I write the whole script like this behind every slide. So when you're presenting to the client, you're presenting it like this. You understand, Bahana, what I'm saying? Or I'm sure it's easy for everybody to understand, right? So when you're presenting, you put the slide like this, and then you simply pitch the script here. Can you see the script on the right-hand side? Yeah. You can see here the screen. I don't know whether you can see this part. So basically, the entire thing will have this one. You have a script, which every slide will have a script, and you only need to, pretty much read that script properly. What happened? Why everybody is? Okay, Bahana. Oh, Bahana is muted, but you're not able to unmute yourself. You're not able to unmute, is it, Bahana? Anyway, so it's okay. Just type your question over here. So basically, he can't unmute. Oh boy. Okay, that's okay. I hope this should be okay, Mohammed. I think Jamari, Mohammed. I think this should be a very simple way. This is our pitch, right? We start with our story. Why did we do this? First 5 slides or first 5 slides. What do we do? 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the services that we provide, and then maybe one slide. How much we charge. Maybe here. After slide 13, how much we charge and where have we done this? Other clients where we have done this, etc., etc. That's it. So I can even make this a very simple slide, and this will be your pitch slide, correct? Rather, Y slide or whatever it is. So you will pitch this, but once you do this, they will know where you are coming from. But unless you start sharing your screen, this is what we did today morning with Little Cabs. Which is another one. If you don't have Sales Navigator, you will struggle to do the screen sharing. This one is the best way to win clients. You are able to show to Little Cabs, look, Little Cabs, we can go to Kenya. We can talk to all the companies in Kenya for your Little Cabs thing. This is exactly what I did, and he signed up next day. Why? Can anybody tell me why this Little Clients is red while I'm doing this? Other things. Why is this Little Clients here red? Anybody? So I'm choosing the target clients for Little Cabs, and we decided we will first go to procurement. All people in procurement. So anybody with a title procurement. So there are only 593 people in procurement in Kenya, in companies with more than 10,000 people working for them. Maybe because it is so low, we can go to the other companies also. So we can take all these other companies. Now it will be more than 3,500. So we can go to all these 3,500 now procurement people first. on behalf of. Can anybody tell me why this red thing here? What is the meaning of red? Anybody? Why everything is blue? Whatever I selected is in blue, but this one is red. Any thoughts, ideas?
Yeah, it's because red one is excluded.
Yes, red one is excluded. And why are we excluding clients of little cabs? Jean-Marie, why are we excluding them?
Because we already have them. We don't need again to.
Brilliant, brilliant answer. Brilliant answer. So we have never done this for anybody, Jean-Marie, because our other clients. No, we have done it for once. For our cosmetics campaign. For our cosmetics campaign, we excluded 3 named people, isn't it? So basically, what is this little client? Little client is really simple. KCB Bank in Kenya is already a client. Uber is a competitor. NCBA is already a client. Safaricom is already a client. Equity Bank is already a client. So all these guys are already a client of little cabs. What we don't want to do is to contact their existing clients. We want to contact everybody in Kenya whose company sizes are big with a title procurement. How many of them are there? 3,500. We'll start contacting all these 3,500 people once she finishes her video, the video of little cabs.
But did you exclude the 5 banks, the 5 companies?
Yes, here. So it's basically I'm doing two thing. What I did, I created a list, Mohammed. If you see, these are all my list. Okay, list of companies. So in the morning today, early morning today, when we had the meeting with Little Cabs, I created this list. He has 1,500 companies who are already his clients. Okay, so I showed him that if we can create a small Excel like this. Okay, I know this is very small for you, but I'll just make it big and show you. So if he can create all his companies like this, company, it's almost like company 1, company 2, like this. If he makes all the companies like this, 1,500 companies like this, if he has a list of all the 1,500 companies, then I can create inside all the 1,500 companies, and I can make sure that when I search for him, all 1,500 companies are excluded, so that you don't go knocking on the same company that has already become your client. I think one of the things we should do, Jean-Marie and Bahana, we have to create one such list called step up clients, so that nobody ever goes and ask the same client to be at some point in time, but not now. So no 2 people should knock the same door. Mohammed, this and Bahana, the Jean-Marie is really well. This screen I'm showing, okay, and the science I told you, remember, doing this is almost like a scientist, like a mathematician. I'm not being creative. Am I being artistic in doing this, guys? Do I need my creative side to do this?
No, but I think there is a skill you need to have so that you can know whom do I contact, whom do I search.
Correct. Yes, there is a skill, but Jean-Marie, let me tell you, if you spend 2-3 hours on this search thing, you will get that skill so easily, because this skill is common sense. Jean-Marie, correct? It's really common sense and not difficult. What is this? Which country you want to campaign? You want to do US, India? You understand what I'm saying? It's not difficult to understand this. Kenya, Little Cabs is not selling in US. It is selling in Kenya. So choose Kenya. Do you want to go company by company? Kenya Airways, Kenyatta University, Unilever. You want to go company by company? No, that's too much. Or industry by industry. Do you want to first go to all the hospitals and the oil and gas companies? How do you want to go? No, I don't want to do that. I want to go with any company with more than 500 people.
What I mean, for example, for that little cab, just to know, you have to target the procurement. That's very important, because not anybody is in target.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But look, I did not invent that. I did not invent. What do you say? Invent meaning, what do I mean by invent? I did not know that we have to target procurement. Okay. I only asked that guy. I showed him. I kept showing him and asking him, how should we do this? Then he said, let's target human resources. Then he said procurement. Okay, so first he wants to go and target the procurement segment, human resources. He said, let's go and target all the procurement, human resources. He said something, I forgot. It must be here somewhere actually. Yeah, something like that. He said procurement, human resources, and one more thing he said. So that will be the order. Then I asked him which one to go first. He said, go after procurement first. So we are going to go for the procurement first. You guys are getting this. It's pretty easy. And why do we do procurement instead of all the CXOs? Because I think these are the travel. Yeah. The last one is travel manager. The guy who manages travel. Obviously, these numbers are wrong. Now ISRA will have to fill these numbers. These URLs are wrong. So ISRA has to fill these URLs. You guys with me? I hope you guys are with me. This is the easiest thing I ever done in my life. It's really the easy peasy stuff, right? We don't need to do this. He's not doing any top down. He's not trying to be the CEO of the company. So you don't need any top down. Everything is bottom up. He's trying to basically sell to all these companies. That's it. So it'll be pretty straightforward, segment by segment. Each segment might have 3,000 people, maybe, I don't know. And then we do it. That's it. So coming back to our original discussion, what I was trying to say, Mohammed and Jean-Marie, as a team leader, let me tell you very simple. If you don't know how to do this, your chances of winning any deal is at least reduced by 75%. I told you before, if you come to slide number, so let's say if you come to slide number 11, okay, you pitch everything, you come to slide number 11, here, this one. In this slide, 25% of the people should sign you up immediately because they got it, they get it, they understand this, okay? But once you finish this slide, you will have to come here. You'll have to come here and say, look, I don't know your business. You don't have to suddenly become magical, okay, Mohammed? For example, Jean-Marie told a very important point. How do you know it is procurement we need to target? I didn't know, Jean-Marie. I didn't know. So I didn't put it. When I came here, I didn't know anything. I had a blank screen. I didn't know all these things. I had a blank screen like this, Jean-Marie. So what was the first thing I asked him? The first thing I asked him was, where do you want to do this? He said Kenya. Okay, Kenya done. 1 million people are there in Kenya. Who do you want to talk to out of this 1 million people? He said any company more than 200 people. Okay, 200 and more people. Okay, I select all the people with more than 200. I have selected 330,000 people are there. There's a lot of people to talk in Kenya. Then he said, how about, then I asked him, what about seniority? Should we talk to all the owners, all the vice presidents, all the directors? He said, no, maybe very generic. They are very generic people. What about function? They're all in finance function. They're all in sales function. Yes. Sorry, who's this? Yes. Who wants to talk? Ahmed, you want to say something? Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, he said no, this is all wrong. Okay, so remove all these things. Then we said title. Okay, title. Which title do you like to do? He said procurement. Okay, fair enough, procurement. Here you go. Only 3,500 people. Can you talk to 3,500 people? Of course we can talk to 3,500 people. He asked me, where should you sign the deal? That's it. The deal is signed when I put procurement over there. 3,500 people. Finished. After finishing procurement, where should I go? He said human resources. Okay, human resources. And procurement red. Make procurement red, human resources. 2,000 people. After finishing human resources, where should I go? Take it out. Put travel. Anybody with a title travel. Bang. 372 people. That's it. Bang. Go to all 372 people. Once you finish that, what do? Maybe you can go to other people. This is how you do it, Jean-Marie, Mohammed. Is this clear? By this time, you should be able to. So this is pitching. Okay. I think I don't want to take too much time. I think everybody wants to leave. I will just tell one last thing, guys. Okay. This is really important. Everybody, please. Winning a client, you will understand 2 years from today, is very easy. Winning a client is actually very easy because the service that you are providing is extremely powerful. The money you are charging is extremely low. People would die to work with you. people would die to work with you. Yeah, it's so obvious and so easy. But you know what is hard? To have a client paying you $100 or 10,000 shillings every month on month for the rest of your life. That's very hard. That's extremely hard. To make a client pay that money for 1 year is hard. To make the client make the money for 2 years is extremely hard. That's the tough thing. Okay. So you have to really engage with your client. And I'm telling you, Jean-Marie, Keisha, this is not, you guys are not doing a good job. Jean-Marie, Keisha, Isra, Muhammad, even Bahana, I think is not doing a good job of engaging with the client. You have to engage with your client. You have to chat and chit chat with your client. Your client will go in a sleeping mode. You have to wake him up. You have to report to him every week. You have to report your progress every week. Keisha, your client told me that every day he's only seeing 2 connections, or rather 2 messages. We promised him 50 messages every day. What is the beauty, Keisha? I don't mind the 2 thing actually, as long as you have told that first. If you told that I'm only sending 2 messages a day because LinkedIn is stopping me from making more messages, the client would be absolutely delighted. But if the client says that first, we are screwed. You should never let your client have the first word. And the same thing for Isra. Isra made so many mistakes in her messaging. If she would have told first, that would have been a very nice thing. But the client started telling that she's making a lot of mistakes, and that's bad. You have to understand one thing, whether it is good or bad or ugly. Like for example, Jean-Marie, you did a phenomenal thing today. You told the client that you and Zach have done more than 1,000 connections. And only some 5 people or 10 people are engaging back. There is something not about this whole thing. We need to look into it. That is what we need. We need to be proactive. The word for this is being proactive. If your client is not responding, you wake him up. You keep on giving him the stuff. And that's true for Pascal also. And that's true for Mohammed as well. I think we need to wake up our clients. We need to really keep them engaged. And that is the toughest part, everybody. Like I said, it's easy to win. It's easy to win clients. But to keep them for a year, 2 years, lifelong, is really difficult, but it's not impossible. Bahana has kept, I don't know, 3 out of 5 clients for 2 years. 3 out of 5. It's not impossible, but he's made mistakes. He's learned from mistakes. There is never a week he doesn't update his client. Never. Every week he's updating his clients. Every week. Why did he do that? Because he lost clients. None of you have lost clients. When the client stops paying for you, when he says cancel the agreement, then you will realize that, oh my God, what mistake have I done? You have to remember, guys, this subscription business is the best business out there in the world. When I say subscription, once the client hires you, it keeps on adding. You should never let the clients leave you. Never let your clients leave you. So I wanted to just, send this message to everybody. Do not underestimate your client. Even if it is just one client, he's really important. Engage with him. Even if he's not engaging, engage with him. Ask me to help you. I think that is really important. Do not get stuck. Because if you are quiet with your client, if your client is not having conversations with you, red flag. That's a red flag. If your client is not talking to you, it is only a matter of time he's going to cancel your agreement. If your client is not talking to you, he will definitely cancel your agreement. And we should never, ever let that happen unless we are not delivering value. We should be so bold, Zach and Jean-Marie. We should go back to Freyr after maybe 1 year and tell them, look, we tried everything. Unfortunately, we are not able to get you results. It's okay for you to cancel us. You should have that boldness to tell your client that it is not working. We tried every possible thing, but we are not able to achieve what you want to achieve. You should have the courage to tell them, to your client. When you do that, your client will never let you go. But if you sleep on it, if you don't say anything, if you hide it, the client will let you go very quickly. I'll just pause here and I'll take questions or comments. I wanted to really talk about the importance of, we work so hard to get these clients, and all it takes you to just put one sentence every week. That's all, one sentence. So do not make the mistake of keeping quiet with your client. Whatever it is, you can make mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, but don't be quiet with your clients. Just keep chatting every week, at least once. How you're connecting with 300, 400 people every week. You have nothing to say to your client. That is ridiculous, isn't it? You have to have something to say to your client. You're creating videos, you're connecting, just say whatever you want to say. It's really important to keep the WhatsApp group alive, your client WhatsApp group. I'll pause here. Any comments, guys? I think it's really important that you reflect on this and come back on this. Any comments? Please.
Yeah. As for us, I have feel like Madhav has recruited somebody. I think it's
Chetan. Yeah. Sure. All of these guys are your clients. You don't have to worry about whether it is the CEO of the company or the marketing manager. You don't have to have conversation with one person. No. All the three of them are watching you and all your conversations on that WhatsApp group. So you are doing a phenomenal job in updating them, everything that is happening. So please do that and continue to do that. What I noticed is that, just report to them also every week or every month at the minimum what is happening, Keshav. So don't worry about the individual people. For example, the company that you're working for has lots of people. So Mahadev has added all those people in the client, and that's okay. You should be proud of it. He hired a full-time person to be with you guys. So it's a big thing for him. So no, don't worry about that person, Keshav. Any other comments, Keshav, or anybody else?
Yes, I've thought how important it was, the last message. It was a piece of advice that I've learned how we can be the first people to report the good or bad results.
Yes, exactly. The bad news, you have to communicate the bad news first, immediately. Never hold bad news for tomorrow. Never. That is the biggest lesson of my life. Never hold good news. Maybe tomorrow is okay, but bad news, because every minute you don't communicate it, you risk that your client is going to tell you that.
Sure.
You don't want that. You'd never want your client to tell you bad news. Never. I hope I'm making sense, to everybody, because this is a little deep conversation. I hope I'm making sense to everybody.
Sure.
Okay. Anything else, people? I know. So one thing I want to tell Joel and Muhammad, and also the new people like Patience and Pasco, I think keep just one thing. Start your campaigns, guys. I have provided you with a list of all people, clients in Kenya. Start contacting them through your LinkedIn. You have a very powerful LinkedIn. Every day, if you do even 10, that's amazing. 10, 20 people. It's the same message, Control-C, Control-V. I do it just so that you don't believe it. Believe me, I'll show you. I do it. I have an extremely busy schedule. I have a full-time job, but I do it. I want you to, believe me. Look, just want to show you. Can you see every day? I'll just keep going down, every day. Can you see when was this? This is many months ago. February 25. Just keep going down. Every day I work for you guys. This is not the most exciting thing I do in a day. You understand, people? You understand, copying and pasting this message to the people who are connected with me on LinkedIn. Do you think this is the most exciting thing I can do in a day? But I do it. I do it for you. Can you see this? Every day. There's not a single day I would have missed it. February 24th, I can keep going down weeks together, months together, it will be there. All I'm asking is you should do it yourself as well. This message. You should do it yourself. Where do you think all these clients are coming from? They're coming from here. Do you want me to show proof for you? So for example, Tony who signed up yesterday, he signed up yesterday. What happened? So he was trying to sell to me. So Tony, I don't know who Tony is. Okay. So he was trying to sell me something in August 27 last year. And then look at what I did. I wrote to him on February 18th. When was February 18th? Exactly 9 days before. I wrote him, dear Tony, I can't believe that we have done 2 years. Look at what Tony wrote back. He said, this sounds fantastic. I have just engaged 4 new starters in this space, but I will consider for future opportunities. Are there any other roles that your people can fill? Thanks, Tony. These are all personally written by them. They are trying to create videos from storylines. They are trying to pick up audience to LinkedIn. And then he gave, sounds great. Can you send me more information on this email? Then what do? I go and I send him information. When did I send him that information? One of these days, yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever. There is Tony. I sent to Tony everything that he asked on the email. Then he said, wow, this is really good. Morning, Amo, I would like to trial this. When was this? This is February 19th. And this is Wednesday, the one that went. I would like to trial this. Then I wrote to him, sure, Tony, give me a few slots where we can talk. Can we make a start on this, please? He actually is chasing me. He wrote to me and then he wrote to me again. He's chasing me. I want to sign up. Sure, Tony, give me a thing. 3 p.m. Okay, the yesterday meeting. Yes, we met yesterday. Thanks for your time. And he's writing. Look at the amount of time he's writing and how many times I'm writing. So this is what the team leader has to do. The team leader like Joel and Muhammad, you guys have to do this. And this is what I've been doing. So Tony signed up. There is so many there are like 100 Tonys inside this. All I'm saying is no client will ever turn up until we put the effort. The question I'm asking is, I am putting the effort. Why can't you? Because all this is effort, or even though it might like little small conversation like this, booked 3 p.m. You think this booking 3 p.m. is easy? No, yeah, I have to go to my Zoom. I have to create a thing. I have to drop a calendar invite. I have to look at my calendar. It's a lot of work. I created the WhatsApp group after we closed the deal. We need to figure out how you can play the same game. I'm not going to stop playing this game. I'm going to play it as long as I can. But I'm saying you guys should also do this. If you don't know how to do it, I can help you, because this is the real fishing. I'm teaching you how to fish, and I want you to fish for yourself. So look at all these things. These are all new messages. These are all the people who are connecting. Many thanks, Anis. I'm interested in this. I'll follow up. Boris, interesting. Are you doing this as a personal initiative, or are you doing this as a part of Infosys, my company? Then I wrote to him, personal initiative. All these people are just talking to me, and I need to figure out a way to talk to them. They're not, again, they would not have spoken to me unless I have spoken to them. They're not like coming to me and begging me to do this. Okay. No, anyway, so I want to leave that thought with you. I'm really telling you, this is working like crazy. This is really working. And I want you to be able to, take advantage of it and reach out to people. You have the list. If you don't have the list, I don't know whether it is Mohammed or Sadiq, or you pester me until I give you the list. You pester me. You can never make me angry. Just keep on asking me if the mistake is on my side until I give you the list of people that you need to be connecting with. The only reason I'm maintaining that list is I don't want Muhammad Abdul Qadir to be connecting to the same people that Bahana has already connected. That is the only reason I'm trying to maintain that list in a central place. Otherwise, I don't mind giving the entire list to everybody, and everybody can contact by themselves. The reason I created a list and I divided them into multiple people is so that 2 people don't do the same thing. So please start. And this is not meant only for people like Joel or Bahana, who's been with us for a long time. This is also for Yasmin and Muhammad, and even you guys will get the list. You will have your own clients. You will have to start contacting. You will start conversing. You will start converting. You have to do that. It is every one of our duty to do that. I have already seen all your LinkedIn profiles. They look fabulous. I've seen your Patience and Sadiq and Muhammad. Your LinkedIn profile is amazing. You can start the work. So that's really important. And don't worry about pitching. We will all come and help you. Bahana can pitch like anything. I'm sure Muhammad can pitch. I can pitch. Jean-Marie can pitch. We can help you.